We got problems, guys.
Hello world, welcome back to Accelerate and welcome back to the Astra VXR build.
Yeah, today we got some more upgrades. Inlet manifold time.
Inlet manifold in a nutshell, basically it is part of your inlet system, hence the name. So as you've got your intake pipes there, what this part here is the inlet manifold, basically distributes air to each cylinder in essence. Stock ones tend to be quite restrictive because of running costs, things like that, production costs.
Especially this one, it's got a big barrel on the bottom of it, which is pointless.
Is it? Ah,
yeah, it's
okay.
a chamber.
So, what have we got here?
This is an EDS copy.
Like you're holding that like a child then. You're really looking forward to this, aren't you?
I am, yeah, I've had this for a little while, like,
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a PEGASUS. It's an EDS copy. Everyone usually fits the EDS ones. There are a couple of different options available. I've gone for this just due to cost. EDS second hand are like 400 quid.
What?
Yes. I bought this from Stu at Bristol Motor Works.
Oh wow, okay. You must be making a fortune off us.
He really is. I think I paid around 160 for this. That was and I come with the ECU bracket, which a lot of them second-hand don't seem to come with them.
Okay.
And obviously we got the new fittings. And I bought an L-ring genuine gasket because that is a very important thing to get right. I was supplied one with it. Yeah, I think you can see the quality difference.
Yeah, gaskets are one thing, because same with any part, the last thing you want to do is go through all of the trouble and then realise you've got an air leak, a boost leak, anything like that.
Yeah.
So this is coming from me, spend a little bit more and get a genuine gasket or an OEM quality one.
Yeah, I wouldn't have fitted it with that one, I don't think. I did have a look at the thermal ones, which a lot of people fit. They're quite thick. But once again, I think people have problems with leaking, and they usually fit a genuine one either side. So obviously the thermal gasket is to bring it away so it doesn't get the heat.
Yeah,
so,
makes sense,
yeah, but we're not doing that because I've been told they can be a bit of a nightmare.
Okay, speaking of nightmares, this is not going to be a straightforward fit anyway, is it?
Is anything?
Very true.
So
with cheaper parts obviously comes... again, with production costs and things like that, does generally come fitment issues, so you've got to do a little...
Yeah, a little bit of messing around. Like this has got a bit of, I don't know why they paint the surface of it. I nearly swore. So yeah, I just got to...
Did notice.
So you can see it's already chipping off there, so I'm going to block the front of it. I was going to get it skimmed, but it got quoted like £100.
Yeah, we're trying to keep this on a budget.
Yeah, that's it. It's just like 3 days before Christmas. So, I'm just going to block this just to make sure it's nice for a maintenance surface.
Yep.
And then we're ready to strip this down.
This does not look... it's not hard, it's just, there's a lot of things on there, isn't it? Yeah.
Obviously, we got to try and get the fuel pressure, we got to release. And
oh, you think of that?
Yeah, exactly.
Last time you messed with fuel, remember the Scooby when I jabbed you in the eye?
And just sprayed in my face.
Kind of hope that happens again, because that'd be hilarious.
I really don't. I bought, obviously, new injector seals and stuff as well.
Yeah, because we're we'll run through everything, but there's a lot of stuff you have actually got to take off.
Yeah, they're from Mevlock.
Your new favourite place.
I know.
For those that are saying, oh, you should be running a boost gauge. No shizzle. We've had the boost gauge for ages. It's kind of my fault because, well, we get very limited time together.
We really do, yeah. It's one of those.
We are very aware, guys. We need to put these in. We've got a whole box of stuff here. But
yeah, I know someone did comment about we should have fitted that first. Yeah, we should have in hindsight. But I went off the Owners Club, and at the end of the day, this is not used all the time. I haven't been taken out since the last video.
Exactly, yeah. And it's not your car. Don't worry if it blows up. It's Kenny's. It's fine.
Yeah, excuse to get a Ford Slim.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right, so I don't know what the first step is.
Right, I'm gonna block that first, then we're gonna start
true.
A flat mating surface is crucial if you don't want leaks. We began by block sanding the surface that butts up to the head with 600 grit sandpaper. We recommend using a block as it gives a more accurate flat sanding. Kenny then moved on to the throttle body mounting surface with the same grit. Wash out any leftover debris with brake cleaner. The first step in this installation is to remove the intake pipes leading to the throttle body. The throttle body is then held in with these 4 Allen bolts. Unplug the TPS, the breather pipe with the PCV valve, and out comes the throttle body. Unplug the vacuum line from the servo and the line from the fuel pressure regulator. We decided to remove the oil catch can just to gain better access in general. We moved on to the fuel side of things by removing this plastic cover that houses the wiring for the injectors. And there's the injectors. Next up was disconnecting the feed and return pipes on the fuel rail, then simply unbolting the fuel rail itself. With some gentle wiggles to free the injectors from the head, the rail and injectors come out as one. Yes, Kenny, there's fuel in that fuel rail.
Sit rep. Should probably preface this by saying we've never done this before.
Nope.
We're basically winging it because as far as parts go, you literally it's all about gaining access on this. There's a lot of stuff bolted to the inlet.
Yeah.
So no doubt there'll be people watching going, oh, you didn't need to remove that. You didn't need to. We don't care. We wanted as much access.
It hasn't taken long, has it? To strip it under this at the moment.
It really has. It looks a lot more terrifying than it is.
Yeah.
Apart from getting the the rail that holds the injector lines? Because there was a bit of a like...
It was.
And in fairness, you were like, I am not just going to go all Kenny and pull it out.
That's right, yeah.
You kind of had to, so
yeah. But it did work. So yeah, the plastic cover just took a little bit of leverage, didn't it?
Yeah, but apart from that, as you can see, well, you probably can't see actually because the lighting on GoPros is poop. We've now got access to the bolts that hold, or the nuts that hold the inlet manifold to the head.
Yeah, but we're going to remove, obviously, we've got the alternator bracket.
It's just brackets everywhere, isn't it?
Yeah, we just got to remove all this stuff on here. We've got the ECU this side, so that needs to come off as well.
Nice.
And yeah, we'll see where we're at then. It's like I said, you've got all these little earth cables as well. There's quite a few. There's 1 or 2 over here. 1, 2... There's another one that goes down the bottom there. 3. Yeah, there's quite a lot of little.
Should have just stuck to the Civic, man. It's so much simpler.
Screw Honda.
Watch your mouth, boy.
Remove the top earth cable from the inlet. There's a bracket that holds the ECU on the right hand side of the inlet that is a bit of a pain to get to. It was then onto the 8 13mm nuts that hold the inlet to the head. There is a hidden bolt at the bottom of the original inlet that needs to be removed. It took us a while to figure that out. Then, with some fighting, the inlet was removed.
Jeez! Right, hidden bolt. Don't forget that one there.
Don't forget that 13mm.
This one vacuum piece needs to be removed from the original inlet and installed onto the Pegasus one.
Right, now the inlet manifold's off, this is a really good time to compare them. And I wasn't sure how much of a difference it was going to be, but seeing them side by side, it's a completely different design, isn't it?
It is. Look at it. Look at that chamber there. Obviously, you don't get any of that.
So, yeah, wow. Now, I know a lot of it's what we were saying off camera, like, to have different size runners will give you different benefits in torque and horsepower and stuff, but as far as we're aware, with boosted cars, you just want the air in and out and
just
gone.
get it in as smooth as you can and get it out. Obviously, the more it goes in and through, and it's going to back up somewhere, isn't it? Surely it's going to cause some sort of backup. I'm not a pro.
As I say, fortunately, we're not scientists.
No, we're not. So, but all we do know is that it does make a difference for performance, so that's why we're fitting it.
It must do, because that's why they sell them.
Yes.
One thing you have got to do is take the little bits of hardware, like those there.
Well, they come with the actual manifold.
Oh.
They're already on there. So these come with the new inlet. But the only one you've got to do is this. But this one here was on the top of this one. Remember that weird clip thing?
Yep.
So that goes on the bottom now.
Okay.
So yeah.
And what I am grateful for is we haven't got to find that secret bolt, because
there is.
that one is not 9 foot long, like you said.
No, exactly.
So.
It just bolts on. Well, we hope it just bolts on.
God, you've done it now.
I've just done it.
Well done.
I'm sorry.
It's time to put the shiny new manifold in. We knew some adjustments may be needed, so we seated the manifold for mocking purposes to see what was needed. We dipped some paint on the alternator and placed the inlet back on to see what it was catching. We swapped to red paint as it was easier to see. Then Kenny grabbed the biggest tool he could find and started grinding away at the alternator, then at the inlet. Is this ideal? No. Is it necessary? Unfortunately, yes. It did work after a lot of trial and error, so the new inlet was bolted in. There's a new bracket supplied with the kit to mount the ECU. This is where we ran into some trouble. We struggled to get the ECU mounted without relocating the earth cables, so we relocated them and hoped for the best. It was then simply a case of building everything back up. Fuel rail and injectors went in, injector connectors, injectors plugged back in, injector wiring cover back on, fuel lines back onto the fuel rail and regulator, throttle body was next to go back on, top hat bolted back to the throttle body, oil catch can reinstalled, intake pipes back on, and battery reconnected.
Well, what a job that was. Inlet is now all in. People did mention that you may have to do some shaving on the back end of the inlet to get it to clear the alternator, which we kind of expected.
Yeah, took a little bit off, didn't we?
But what people didn't explain was, for some reason, we had some major issues with the ECU bracket, and
I still don't think it's right now.
No, you have to do a bit of brute force and a bit of...
So if anybody actually got a picture of it, rather than just go, like, and it's done.
Yeah.
Like a lot of other people. If you can just send it through, just so we can just make sure it's perfecto, because it is there, it's solid.
And it's nothing too crimped or...
No, it's just the wires are a little bit twisted, but it's not going anywhere. So I think everything's there, ready to...
Yeah, now we're going to prime it a few times, because obviously try and build up some fuel pressure. And then, hope this starts. We've got fuel pump sounds, that's good.
We okay? So I open this guy's door, just gives me the leg.
Yeah, there's no visible leaks, which is good.
Right, are we ready?
Yep.
Yep. Nah, we got problems, guys.
Right, so we as you probably thought there, we are not getting any crank at all. It's making some funky noises. The only thing we can think of is it's got to be an earthing issue, because we messed with the 3 of them actually. So to eliminate that, what we're going to do is remove the bracket, earth them directly to the inlet, because like you just said, actually, the bracket is painted. We've tried to earth it from there.
Yes.
We're going to try that and just flipping over cranks.
Nothing.
Right, as you saw, the car started. We did have a bit of a panic moment because not even the OBD reader would connect to the ECU. This is how important earthing points are. But as we saw, at least it is now starting and running with no warning lights.
I genuinely thought we'd fried ECU or something.
Yeah. Good thing is there's a lot of fail-safes in place with modern cars before you do start blowing ECUs, but I wish I recorded the relief on Kenny's face when it started cranking. PEGASUS Inlet on.
It is, yeah. Now, it was a bit trickier than we were expecting.
Yep. And we were expecting it to be tricky.
Yeah. No, that bracket was a bit of a pain. So if you have got any ideas, can you just let me know? Because we're having them earthing issues, and I'm going to be honest, I've just tied it out of the way for now.
Yep.
Because we're having these earthing problems. So if anybody knows how to mount it, please send us some photos. That'd be fantastic.
Yep. And unfortunately, no, we're not really going to see the benefits until it's mapped, because it's going to be one of those things that it's just a supporting mod. So we can't tell you, it gives you 6.4 horsepower gains, but it will benefit
it will.
amongst
it's
everything
not
else.
I've been told it's not an essential mod for standard-ish bolt-ons, but it does help.
Yeah.
So for the sake of, I pay the £160 delivered.
Yeah.
It's worth doing, and it looks a lot better as well.
I was going to say, it's interesting, it looks cool, you've even got the logo there on display.
Yeah.
But it is something that I never want to do again, I'm not going to lie.
Me too.
But hey-ho, the main thing was the car started eventually.
Yeah.
But we got big things coming out. I'm so glad you guys are excited for the diff video and things like that, so they will be coming very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.
Merry Christmas!